Act 1. The Road to Thermopylae. To understand why the battle at Thermopylae took place, we must first look at the world that created it. The year is 480 BCE, and Greece is a land of fierce independence. Unlike the vast, centralized Persian Empire, Greece is not a unified nation but a collection of independent city-states, known as polis. Each city-state has its own government, military, and way of life. Some are ruled by kings, others by oligarchies, and in a radical experiment, one city-state, Athens, has chosen democracy, rule by its citizens. Among the soldiers marching toward Thermopylae is Leonidas, a Spartan hoplite, battle-hardened and unwavering. He has trained for war since childhood, and now he marches toward the defining battle of his life. As the sun beats down on his bronze helmet, he glances at his comrades, their red cloaks fluttering in the wind. He knows that once they stand at Thermopylae, there will be no retreat, no surrender, only war. Athens and Sparta, two pillars of Greece. Athens, the center of Greek culture and learning, is home to philosophers, poets, and the architects of democracy. Here, men debate laws in the assembly, and every citizen has a voice in shaping their society. Their navy dominates the Aegean Sea, and their wealth comes from trade and commerce. But the Athenians, for all their wisdom and sophistication, are not known for their skill on land. That title belongs to Sparta, a city that has dedicated itself entirely to war. Leonidas has never been to Athens. He has no love for philosophers or poets. His world is one of discipline, endurance, and steel. He does not fight for wealth or trade. He fights because that is what he was born to do. Unlike the Athenians, who thrive in debate, Leonidas and his fellow Spartans communicate through action. They do not waste words. They sharpen their spears, tighten their shields, and prepare for battle. In Sparta, boys are taken from their families at the age of 7 and placed into the agogge, a brutal training system designed to forge them into warriors. They are taught to endure hunger, pain, and suffering without complaint. Leonidas remembers his own training, being whipped for showing weakness, fighting barefoot in the cold, surviving on scraps. His mind drifts to his son. Barely 8 years old, already beginning his own journey through the empire and King Xerxes' invasion. The Persian Empire is the most dominant force the world has ever seen. A vast kingdom stretching from Egypt to India, Persia is ruled by a single, all-powerful figure, the King of Kings, Xerxes I. Unlike the Greeks who fight for their cities, Persia's subjects are ruled under one throne, one ruler. For years, the Persian kings have watched the Greek city-states with interest. Now, Xerxes has decided to bring them to their knees. Leonidas has heard the stories of Persia, the sheer size of its armies, the wealth of its king, the endless numbers of warriors marching under the Persian banner. He has seen the look in some of the younger soldiers' eyes, the flicker of doubt, the silent question. How do we fight against an army that stretches beyond the horizon? But in the Spartan ranks, fear is unacceptable. Xerxes seeks to avenge his father, Darius I, who tried and failed to conquer Greece at the Battle of Marathon. The Persians were humiliated then, but now they come with a force many times greater. Xerxes does not just want victory, he wants revenge. He wants to erase Greece from existence. Leonidas grips his spear tighter at the thought. Sparta will not be erased. If Persia wants Greece, they will have to fight for every inch of it. The might of the Persian army versus the Greek hoplites. The Persian army is unlike anything the Greeks have ever faced. It is a multinational force, bringing together warriors from Babylon, Egypt, India, and beyond. The Persian immortals, the king's elite guard, are said to be undefeatable. Their numbers always replenished, so that no one ever sees them grow weak. Thousands of archers can unleash a storm of arrows so dense it can block out the sun. Persian cavalry can sweep across the battlefield, cutting down enemies before they have a chance to react. Wherever this army marches, cities fall, kings bow, and empires crumble. Leonidas has no fear of these warriors. He does not care how many of them there are, or how long they have fought. They are not Spartans. They have not endured what he has endured. They have never been tested in the way that he has. He and his comrades march in phalanx formation, a solid wall of shields and spears, where each man fights as one. In this formation, no single soldier is more important than the other. Leonidas does not fight for personal glory. He fights for his brothers beside him, for Sparta, and for the memory of those who came before him. To break the phalanx, an enemy must shatter its unity. But the Greek warriors do not break. Why Thermopylae? The strategic importance of the pass. When the Persian army begins its march toward Greece, the city-states realize they cannot defeat Xerxes in open battle. They must use the terrain to their advantage. They must find a place where numbers count for nothing. And so, the allied Greek forces, led by King Leonidas of Sparta, choose to make their stand at Thermopylae, the hot gates. Leonidas has seen the pass for himself. It is a bottleneck, barely wide enough for a few dozen men to stand shoulder to shoulder. On one side, the cliffs drop into the sea. On the other, the steep mountains make any flanking maneuver nearly impossible. This is where they will fight. This is where they will make the Persian army bleed. Leonidas knows this battle cannot be won, but it is not why they fight. The Spartans are here to buy time, to hold the Persians back long enough for the rest of Greece to prepare. Leonidas knows what this means. He has accepted it. This is not a battle they will return from. This is a suicide mission, but he does not see it that way. To him, this is duty. The Greek force at Thermopylae is small, but determined. In addition to the 300 Spartans, there are 700 Thespians, 400 Thebans, and nearly 6,000 other Greek warriors. Though they are outnumbered, they do not fear the coming battle. As Leonidas stands in formation, he sees the Persian army stretching across the valley, endless in its numbers. He hears the murmurs of his allies, the Thespians, the other Greek hoplites, some of whom are seeing this force for the first time. He tightens his grip on his spear and speaks without turning his head. Good, then we shall have our battle. A Persian messenger rides forward, calling out to the Greeks, "Throw down your weapons, and King Xerxes will spare your lives." Leonidas, calm and fearless, responds with words that will be remembered for centuries. "Come and take them." The message is clear. There will be no surrender. There will be no retreat. The Greeks will fight, and they will die. But in their deaths, they will ignite a fire that will burn through history. The sun rises, glinting off the Spartan shields. The Persians begin their advance. The battle for Thermopylae is about to begin.